Hi, welcome to Pumpkin's Nail Station. Thanks for watching today. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever live manicure on camera. I've already prepped my nails. I've used a new base coat that I've been sent to review by AIMELI. It's a really nice base coat. It cures in 30 seconds under any LED light. I'll be using their no wipe top later on because I'm going to try it out. And I prepped my nails with a Born Pretty white and a Born Pretty matte top coat. The reason I've used matte top coat is because that's what the paint pigment is going to stick to, and you just have to give your nails a little rough with a block just so that the paint's got something to adhere onto. We'll be using the She Modern neon paints and the magic colour binding powder. I'll be using the mixing canvas that you could get free with any of these packets. I would show you a sealed packet, but because my nail station's being decorated, I don't have access to the drawer where everything is. So I'm just going to crack on with this one today. So I'm going to start mixing the paints. I'm going to be mixing them all up because you'll see why in a minute, because the application method is going to be a quick one. You just tap the bottle and unscrew the cap anti-clockwise. Just going to use a bit of green for contrast. And then what you would do is you would add a good bit of the magic powder. I try and have something along the lines of a 50-50 ratio, just to give it a good mix. I love this stuff. I mean, it might not be to everybody's taste, but it's just a bit of fun, really. I love it. I love just because it's something different. It dries really quick. It's something you can do with children because there's no toxins involved, and unless you use a clear top coat, there's no removal process other than water. So you just dab your brush in the little drop of water and you just dab it onto the paint and you give it a good mix. I like to just dab the paint into it so it's really well mixed. When you think it's mixed enough, I'm going to use a makeup sponge for the application process. So you just scrape it up and dab it onto your sponge, or if you're really careful and you keep some of the sponge free, you can just scrape it all up onto the sponge. And this is the clever part. This is what I really found fun when I did it. I'm just going to sponge it all over in little patches like so. If you need more, just scrape it up. Just pop it all over like so. Give it a little bit. You can always make it darker if you want it much darker, but I just want like a light bit of colour. Can you see it? Let me try and focus you in so you can see. Can you see that? Hit yes if you can, or tell me if you couldn't, so I know. Let me get focus back on the table. Okay, so let's do the next one. So then you just clean your brush out in a bit of a water sort of pot. Give your next colour a mix. If you think it's too watery or you think it needs more paint, then you can always add more paint and more pigment. It's really up to you how much you add. And again, you can either dab it onto the sponge. I actually think this method is better, dabbing it on like this. can, just get the rest of it on there if you want. And then again, just dab it on, like so. I'm trying to create like a bit of an artsy kind of pattern, like a paint splatter sort of look. That's what I'm going for. I might just mix the pink up again, but this time I might use my paint palette. I think I just want the pink a bit darker than what it was. So I just use like a little glass tea strainer. I suppose that's what it is. Yeah, that's all I use. I always put the water a little bit further away, so you know you've got a good bit between the actual paint mix and the water, because you don't need a lot. See, I only literally dab my brush in, and I usually just do this. It does mix up a bit better in a glass container, to be honest. It sort of spreads on the canvas. Maybe I'm using the wrong side, I don't know. And then just dab it on the sponge. These have glitters in as well, so this way as well you'll get quite a bit of glitters on your nail. So it's just the same as what you would do for a gradient, really. Yeah, that's better. So you just dab it around. There's no like real method to this. You just do whatever you want. I mean, you could do a gradient, I suppose. You know, like a normal gradient. Let me know what you would do with this method. Like if you do a gradient, if you do what I'm doing, if you would do, what would you do? Tell me, would you use this product? Now I've showed you a different application method, because I actually think this is the best application method for it. You can do it with a brush, but it's a little bit more fiddly on the nail itself. So I like it this way. I think this is the way I will use it from now on. I will try and do a gradient for you all at a later date, and we'll see how that turns out. So dip your brush in the water and just, that's it. You don't need any more than that. And just mix and dab it in. Have you used this She Modern product before? I'd like to hear it if you have. You can tag me on Instagram in any pictures that you do if I've inspired you to go out and try this. It's pumpkins_patch_88. I'd be happy to see any designs that you come up with that I've inspired you to do with this magic powder. It really is fun. It'd be great fun for kids to try. You know, because it just washes off if, you know, you don't really want them to wear it to school or whatever. It will just wash off. So if it's something that you just want them to wear for the day, then go ahead, give it a try. Just going to focus you in so you can see it so far. It does look really nice top coated, because I have tried it. Let me just see if I can give you a bit of light. So yeah, what do you think so far? Tell me if I've got you interested in trying this product. I'd love to hear it if I have. So let's scrape this green into this container here, because I just prefer it, I think. So let's push it in there. Let's just put it on the brush. Oops. Always make sure you wash your brush out just in between colours. You can just use the same water, it doesn't matter, because it's all being mixed in to it. This one may need a little bit more magic powder. The only reason I'm using a green is just to add a little bit of a breakup. I have got a black paint come in and a silver and a gold, you know, the typical colours you would use to break up a pattern with. So we'll just put that on this little end bit. Okay, just going to pop it on this little corner bit, because I only want like a little parts of the design being covered up by this. Anybody that does have any She Modern products, if I've inspired you to try this look, then please let me know. I'd love to hear it if I have. Like nails of interest, I know you've got some of this. What do you think to it? Comment, let me know. I'd love to hear what you think. Actually, I'm not too sure about the green. Maybe some yellow, maybe. What do you think to my first live manicure? Do you all like what I've come up with, or don't you like it? I don't mind hearing if you don't like it. What would you like to see me put on my nails next? Yeah. This paint, actually, I feel like a kid when I'm using it. I mean, if you like acrylic paints and that kind of art, then this kind of nail product may appeal to you. So I'm just going to work my way around this sponge. Work that up. It may be advisable, I would say, you know, to let some of it dry before you try and apply other colours, because it might take off some of the colours. Because the sponge is still wet as well, you can just keep dabbing it on. Right. What I'm actually going to do, because this was just really a quick sort of demo video really, I'm going to top coat the ones that are driest. I think they're all dry, and I'll be right back. So just give me a couple of seconds just to top coat it. And for those that have never seen a gel top coat before, it does need to be cured in an LED or UV lamp or a combination lamp, and you should never get it on the cuticles or in the side walls. I would advise a light stroke over these so that you don't smear them. Treat it as if it's a stamping polish, I would say. I mean, it does come more to life when it's got a top coat on it. Sorry, I've gone quiet. It is fun, it is easy to apply. If you do like it, I'll put the links to everything in the description box that I've used. I've used the neon sparkling range, but they do have a more sheer range. They have a holographic glitter range. They have a translucent glitter, so you can put it over any colour. So I'm just going to cure this in the lamp for 30 seconds. And you'll just have to bear with me. Girly Nail 66, maybe you might be inspired to try and do a manicure using this method, because I know that you've got the magic powder as well. So if anybody else does have it, I'd like to hear from you, and I'd like to hear if you've got any other creative methods of using this pigment paint. I'd be interested to know, because it's something that does interest me. I've tried it painting with a brush. It does work, but you're better off applying it quite thick onto the nail bed. The same process would be a matte base coat, whether it be a polish or a gel polish. You would need to apply a matte top coat over any coloured base. I would recommend white if you're using things like the neons. If you're using things like the glitters and that, I would recommend a colour closest to them, maybe. Oh yes, this is cured, lovely. Really, really nice. So I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to focus you in. And what do you think? I'd really like to know what you think, guys, ladies. I think it looks nice. It's different. It's something different. And with a stamp over the top maybe, or something like that, or a bit of a black. I would, because I'm videoing it, obviously I didn't want to keep going on and on and on. I'm just showing you the application method. There is no real wrong or right way to use this. I've used a sponge. You can cut the sponge up into small pieces. You can do anything. You can do it with a brush. You can, yeah. So it is a versatile product. You can use it for decals. I've got another video which is called strawberries and cream with a sprinkle of hollow, where I use the magic powder to create a strawberry holographic glitter decal. So these are just things that I'm coming up with. I will show you more of a finished design on these in a part 2, where I'm going to put Sharpie arts on them and maybe a bit of stamping or something like that. I'm just going to end this video now. Let me know if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and hit the like and subscribe button, and hit the bell if you're interested in seeing the part 2, the finished look with the black stamping polish and the She Modern decal Sharpie arts. I might use some black butterflies or something like that and then colour them in very similar colours. So yeah, if you're interested, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Alright, well thanks for watching. Bye.